All right, here we are, and it is Tuesday, and we are continuing with the calendars. So I think I have one more to do, and then the really good news is that I'll be putting together a full calendar of everything that we'll be going over for the rest of the year. So garden in Ethiopia, horticulture, planting seeds and such. Okay. All right, so let's go to the library. I'm going to remember to share my screen today. All right. So yesterday we went over that. Remember all of these. Yeah. So let's focus on the travel agents area. All right. So here are the prices as they stand. Okay. So there's business itinerary and booking fees, and then there are customer itinerary and booking fees. Now imagine that I take a book or any combination of books and I put together an itinerary like I do for workshops, but we're able to actually have a conversation about interests and then also a conversation about your learning goals. It will be much more specific and tailored. Okay. But still maintain that, pagesdale flavor. If you like it. If you don't, I'm still very open to having things to be um, more aligned with the type of feel that you have in mind. Okay, and we can talk about what that really means. Okay. So the prices pretty much are going to include a base fee where you have only the itinerary. And then the itinerary and booking would mean that I would actually go through and make sure that this particular itinerary can happen within a particular time frame that you have in mind, right? So if I make an itinerary, then it's up to you to kind of figure out when and where that will happen. But if I'm going to give you an itinerary that I make sure is going to fit the time frame, then that's an extra cost because I'll go through and actually book all of those activities for that specific time frame. Because a good number of the bookings can probably happen at one time of the year, but at another time of the year. They can probably happen with one group size, but not another group size, and things like that. So having to take those details into account requires more time. And I might take these retainers out for right now. All right, so if you would like to have the itinerary and instructional design, okay, then it's a little bit more expensive because instructional design does require more. And the itineraries themselves, okay, they touch on, they're a little bit of a splash of the instructional design, okay, as in it's putting together the experience and the learning that you should take away from it and the impact that it can have, okay. But I do not even scratch the surface of the instructional design that really can go into it. I think people might have different ideas of what instructional design truly is, especially when we're talking about training versus in the school system. Instructional design is separate from curriculum design. You can have a curriculum that would be the different topics and skills that you actually learn, and then it's how you learn them, okay? Now, one way that instructional design is very streamlined is that we use a lot of the same programs, right? Whether it be Canva, um, Canvas, Canva, I always get the two confused. And I know that's like a huge faux pas in the education arena, but it's the one where you go in and you can set up all the modules. Okay. So you go in, you have a program, you set up all the modules, and there are a lot of those. Okay. Google Classroom is one, right? And it's a learning management system. It's an LMS. I do not use LMSs. Okay. I might use Google Classroom. That's the one that I might use. But other than that, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed. Well, actually, I am opposed to using them. But if it is a very, very large group, right, then I think it's different, right? If it's a huge, like this is why school districts use it. I think they make perfect sense for school districts to use those programs, okay? But if I'm working on the small company, small business area, that's what I'm talking about. I don't think those programs work as well for smaller groups. That's why this itinerary library itself is really an LMS. It's an LMS because ideally there would be huge groups. And so when it comes to the purpose of pagesdale and who I'm looking to hopefully work with, small community museums, small families, things like that, the instructional design would be much more flexible, and I would use everyday products and tools to go ahead and facilitate learning. Okay, so that's my opposition for the specific purpose, not overall. Okay, and then finally, the last price is for the itinerary being built along with the booking and the instructional design, and that's what I envision as being the most fun, right? Putting all of that together, deciding a specific time of the year. You could make a flexible itinerary, right? That could be done any time of year, but that might put back some of the options, right? But we can put all those things together, and I just want to make it clear that I'm not using AI to generate these. I'm not using Gemini. I'm not using GPT. I'm not using Hotbot. Okay, not even for the imagery, not even for generating images. Okay, now I do have a specific bookshelf, right? The public domain AI itineraries, which I haven't looked at in a long time. But yeah, this is where you'll find them. Because of course, it makes sense to use ChatGPT for something like this. But it's just not the page tail way. Yeah, but you could go for an AI itinerary, and why it just it's different. It's a different brand. I am not AI. Okay, so let's go back here really quickly. And, yep. Yeah, so that's for signature ones. Okay, and pretty much that means the questions that I'll be willing to take in be limited, right? And hopefully over time I'll build more like signature itineraries, okay? But the tailored ones are the super duper customized ones, right? So you can find an AI itinerary that you already like, and I can tailor it. It's harder to tailor, in my opinion, than it is to build from scratch. Just my personal opinion. Um, it's not my go-to way to do things. I like starting things from scratch. It's much harder for me to take something that's already built and work with it. I agree. It's odd, but that's just kind of how I am because I have to really work hard to understand what that thing is to then feel like I can understand how to tailor it, right? It's not like just a tweak, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's an all enthralling figure out situation, and then I can get started. It's just much more taxing. So that's why, for me personally, the tailored ones are pricier because that's just not the avenue that I'll be able to go through as smoothly and easily at this point in time with the business. Okay. And yeah, the prices are as they are. I would really like to find people to work with. I would like to be able to pay them low from day one. And then the last option is booking only. That's if you just want for me to book your travel, you have your travel, you're just like, hey, can you just book this for me? And yeah, all that would require is commission, which is already built in. So you can call me and I can just book it, and that's it. Now, I can't tell you exactly how much it costs because, yeah, I would just charge you whatever I have to pay to get it, and then I would get the commission. So I can't. It's kind of weird to say what the booking would cost because it depends on the booking that you're getting. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Um, and yeah. So when you're getting your tailored itinerary, okay, it depends on how long it is. Remember, that's how much time I have to take to figure it out. And then, but if it's a signature itinerary, just it doesn't really matter as much how long the itinerary is. I know that sounds silly, but it really doesn't matter as much if it's a signature itinerary or one that I've already built without having to take a closer look at it. And from there, depending on what you add to the tailored itinerary, you just add some extra dollars. Okay, it's challenging to tailor an itinerary instead of building it from scratch, I think. Okay, so that's that. And let's go into what we were finishing up the last time. Was I sharing my screen? Okay. Alrighty. Very weird day today. I just want to come to this later and start on building the calendar. Seems like it'll be more fun. I should do that tomorrow. Wednesday recording. All right. 7 secrets from Hindu calendar art. Making it into an itinerary. Okay. Maps. All right, I have to finish this one today. It took me 5 minutes. I'm finishing this line early. Okay. Is Hindi only, well, I know Hindu culture is not only in India. I know it's not. But let's see, which countries are we talking about here? I'm at a loss. All right, but this travel, study, and write. Okay, travel, study, write. Who has a river flowing out of his hair? I see no river from there. those. I love this. This is great. However, I feel nauseous. And I know it's not because of the content in this book. And I don't want to do a disservice to this. It's fine. Where are we going? We're going to India. Somewhere in India. What are we going to study? We have to study the artwork. Oh, where are we going in India, though? Okay. Art museum in India. There you go. Hindu art museum in India. All right, here we go. Is it going to be all Hindu art? I feel like Hindu art. There are several museums. Yes, of course. Yes, yes. Thank you. Kolkata. That's another one of those places. Is there a website? All right, this is where we're going to go. We're going to go to Asutosh Museum of Indian Art. It's a school, which is great. It's at the University of Calcutta. Wait a second. This is not a video. But it's saying it is. Oh, man. I'm good. All right, I'm gonna do it. Asutosh Museum of Art. We're going to do an artwork analysis of sorts, and then create your own rendition. That's really basic. But good. They're so colorful. That's it. We're done for today. It's 8 o'clock. So perfect.